Welcome to the Games Freezer.
Hello, it's Richard here from Games Freezer, and today I am going to be doing the 10-minute taster for Wonderboy, the Dragon's Trap. So it's the remake of the third in the Wonderboy series that I grew attached to when I was growing up, the Wonderboy series, although I only got as far as Monsterland, so this is the follow-on from that. So here we are, we've got a nice looking set of screens at the start here. There's some gallery options as well for you to have a look through, and I believe that they are unlocked as you progress through the game, so a nice little touch there with some nice illustrations and art in the same vein as the style from the game, so some nice little touches in there. With regards to the actual game itself, it's the follow-on from Wonderboy in Monsterland. It'll basically throw you in at the point at the end of Monsterland, which is quite a nice touch, so I'm going to go through that with you today. So as far as character select goes, you actually get to choose between the boy or the girl. I'm going to choose the boy today and play it through with boy. And here we go. So before you is Monsterland. So this is the picking up at the end of Wonderboy in Monsterland, which I played on the Sega Master System. It's one of my first games I actually bought, in fact, and I played it to death. I absolutely knew the game inside out. If I picked it up now, I probably would be absolutely rubbish at it, but at the time I owned that game. Okay, so the last dungeon. So this is the last dungeon from Wonderboy in Monsterland. You're fully kitted up, obviously, with all the hearts you can get at this point. A sword and a shield that's pretty good. One hit kills. I'm taking it rather slowly just as I get used to it. Now you can flick in between the retro visuals and the current generation visuals, which I think is a really good touch. A lot of these remakes seem to follow that same theme of being able to choose what type of visuals you get, whether it's retro or current generation. The current gen ones are pretty cool. I do like it. That cartoony feel really fits the game well, and it's crisply and cleanly done, so very good. But yeah, for a bit of a retro look, I think that works as well with the 8-bit graphics. Perfect. So yeah, well, let's stay in normal mode. You can also flip the sound as well, between the retro and the modern. So the retro sort of chiptune style sound, and the modern full orchestra sound, so that's pretty cool as well. I've got a fondness for that chiptune style sound, so I'll regularly flick between the two, I believe, when I play this through. So this is obviously the start of it, and I'll show you 10 minutes in this 10 minutes taster for you to get a feel of what it's like, what it plays like. Essentially it's Wonderboy. You know, if you've played a Wonderboy game previously, this is what you're going to get. Pretty tough. I've played through on a different save and got further than this, but when I first started playing, my first 10 minutes were pretty woeful. In fact, I haven't got much better, to be fair, but it takes some time to get used to the fact that games of this era were actually bloody hard. You know, you got to be spot on with your timing, otherwise you're gonna lose health. And from someone who's playing Fallout 4 at the minute, pretty high level, to go to playing this is a much tougher test of your skills, but it's good. It's platforming, action platforming at its purest, you know. But yeah, they implement the controls pretty well. Everything feels intuitive. It's just a case of tuning yourself back into these type of games when you first start. As you can see, I'm losing health here from the Mecha Dragon. So the Mecha Dragon was the final boss of Wonderboy in Monsterland. So you replan that. And in the original Wonderboy in Monsterland scenario, from memory, once you beat the dragon, that's it. But in this case, you're cursed, so you are turned into some kind of lizard guy who can fire fireballs. It's much easier to control him than it is the guy with the sword, the Wonderboy with the sword. So I'm flicking back between the two retro visuals just to sort of show you there. But yeah, the fireball shots are easier to hit enemies with than walking up to someone with a sword, because sword is all about timing, whereas fireballs you can sort of spam them off really. Okay, so I've got the key, so I can get out of the castle now and work my way through these falling blocks. First time through this I had problems again tuning myself into what was required. You obviously got to make sure you're not hit by the blocks, so I'm being more careful this time around. Oh, he's got me. Right, okay. So yeah, being a bit more careful as I work my way through the falling blocks, trying to make sure I don't lose too much health. Oh god. And ultimately just to escape the castle or the dungeon that's now seeming as though it's going to fall apart and blow up, you know, as these things do in computer games. You know, something falls apart, it has to blow up as well. And this was caused by me defeating the Mecha Dragon. So we're nearly there, working my way through badly, showing my ineptitude, precision platforming, whereas back in the times of the Master System while I was playing Wonderboy, my platforming skills were finally honed. Now I'm an older gamer, I'm probably spoilt with the fact that I don't really have to test myself as much as I used to back in these retro gaming days. Things are far easier, aren't they? Although games are much longer as well, so you kind of expect that kind of trade-off. You don't want it to be too hard, you know, otherwise you'll never get to the end of it. Something like Fallout 4 for example, I'm hundreds of hours in, but if it was as hard as these games were back in the day, then I wouldn't be anywhere and I probably would have bounced off of it by now. So now I'm out of the castle. The castle's burning down. The dungeon from which I came will be a pile of rubble, and here I am, ready to proceed with my adventurous undertaking. So Wonderboy, the Dragon's Trap has officially begun. So that's a good little intro sequence just to bring you right up to speed. So now it puts you into the village with the different characters here. So you've got the pig man thing that seems to just want to cuss me, so that's fine. We've got this door that leads into a well. We'll go into there in a moment. We've got a nice bouncy spring to launch yourself up to higher platforms. What I'm trying to do here though is get to this door, which is what is this one? Oh, I think I have to drop down that hole. Yep. Go through here. There's a chest. Excellent. I'll get an extra heart, which is sorely needed on this game because it's a toughie. So all the hearts that you can get will need to be taken and utilised. I'll take you through the village, see what we've got on the other side. We've got a nurse in here, kind of sexy nurse, and if you remember her from the original, that's what she looked like. In this game she's been sexed up a bit more than the pixel variation. Anyway, right, so let's have a look over this side. What have we got? We've got the armour and weapon shop. Mr. Smoking Pig. Let's buy that. Buy the sword. Yeah, it's got some good little lines that he comes out with when you buy things. Pretty cool. So that's kind of what's in the village at the minute. So let's go in here, have a look down the well. The well basically will lead us to the first level as we go across here. Kind of seems like an odd kind of thing to have to lead you into a level via that well. So that door will lead you back to the village. So that's the start of the level. So here we go. This is our first proper level. Occupied by snakes. Collect the coins so as you can buy items in the shop. Pretty standard platformer type stuff. I suppose it's light RPG as well, because you've got the ability to upgrade your weapons and armour, and potions as well, different potions to bring your health back to life. But yeah, pretty standard stuff here really, but good stuff. I mean, this is the kind of stuff I grew up playing, so I like it. So hopefully this 10-minute taster has given you just an indication of what this game's going to be like. So as I say, if you like Wonderboy in Monsterland, and if you like the Dragon's Trap original, you're going to love it.
www.gamesfreezer.eu